Hello and welcome to NAFDAC and your else. My name is Tosin Omolaja and here's where we bring you up to date with NAFDAC's activities with regards to its mandate of safeguarding the health of the nation. Thanks for joining us for another insightful edition of the program. As the world celebrates World Food Day, we turn our focus to NAFDAC's efforts at ensuring the safety of food in Nigeria, from enforcement activities to public enlightenment. The agency leaves no stone unturned. The various activities of NAFDAC are all geared towards one goal: to ensure that the food and drugs made available for purchase and consumption are wholesome, thereby ensuring that the health of the people is safeguarded. This is why the agency puts mercenaries in place towards ensuring that the rules and guidelines guiding the manufacturing, packaging, storage, distribution, and sale are all strictly adhered to the letter. All these are done under the agency's enforcement activities.
The strength of a regulatory agency also lies in the enforcement. In fact, if there is no enforcement, there will not be a regulatory agency, because a regulatory agency is supposed to enforce or to control, of course, the regulatory activities, and to enforce, to ensure that people do not violate the regulations. It is an activity that takes place almost every minute, depending on where informants or the information is coming from. Enforcement can be as simple as somebody resisting NAFDAC to enter their property, and then enforcement will come in with police to ensure that whatever NAFDAC wanted to see, NAFDAC sees.
The processes of enforcement is one area that tasks the staff of NAFDAC, as they come with great challenges, particularly as those who engage in activities that negate the agency's rules and guidelines always do all they can to outsmart the agency.
The Northeast Zone, it is the only zone that borders with 3 different countries. That's the Cameroon, Chad, and Niger. And all this border, except for the small Lake Chad area, which is inhabited mostly by insurgents, all other areas, they are land borders. So these land borders allows for smuggling in of some of these unwholesome products. NAFDAC, as we are aware, the NAFDAC headquarters, through the leadership, under the leadership of the Professor Adhered, she has been meeting with some other relevant federal government agencies to see how best to ensure that NAFDAC play its role in these borders, and that to see that these products are not allowed into the country. And even if they find their way in, the state offices, through their routine surveillance, either scheduled or unscheduled, if they stumble across such products can be confiscated and it can be seized, and then finally it will be destroyed.
They can find themselves in a situation where they are keeping vigil at the ports, at the border, for days on end, through intelligence, when they've been briefed that there is contraband or violated products coming through a particular route. It can be to that point. It can be a raid where they have to go to the market or to a particular site where falsified medicines are being made or sold or whatever, or unwholesome food. It can be sealing a company. If products are deemed to have been violated, either they are unregistered or they are expired and are being sold, things like that, NAFDAC has the power to seize, to seal the site. NAFDAC has the power to arrest if there is resistance, or to prosecute, and those products that are seized are stored until a time when we can then go and destroy them.
One may wonder how NAFDAC manages to carry out these enforcement activities, seize products, and make arrests. NAFDAC finds this to do with the support from the relevant quarters.
There is a lot of collaboration with customs, with EFCC, with Interpol, with FBI, meaning it has now gotten across or gone across from our country to another country. But it is not just as part of our regular activities. The Federal Task Force C-34 law is domiciled in NAFDAC. The headquarters of the Federal Task Force is in NAFDAC. And it is supposed to, the Federal Task Force is supposed to control, to ensure there are no fake medicines in the country, no unwholesome foods in the country. And with that Federal Task Force headquarters in Lagos, you have 36 state task forces. We have about 75, almost 80 policemen attached to NAFDAC because of this Federal Task Force that is domiciled in NAFDAC.
The essentiality of food and drugs to life can never be overemphasized, and the activities of unscrupulous manufacturers, wholesalers, and retailers of fake, expired, adulterated, or contaminated food and water products have been on the rise. However, they meet their match in NAFDAC.
When we are going out for these routine inspections, just to go and look at the places we had given approval, sometimes we get there and we see and disbelieve what we are seeing. Because you will see the level of rot, the level of deterioration or degradation, and you will see people doing things that you can never dream of. I mean, if you dream of it in your sleep, you would wake up and maybe even touch yourself, pinch yourself a bit. I don't think that was true. And it is true. I mean, you see videos of what we have seen, of water factories, not even only water, other production facilities, even some bakeries.
What's this now? Come on, show me. What is this? This is oats. Oats from where? Bring this one out. Oats. How can oats be here? From which company? What is the name of the oats? Bring it out. Bring it out. Which type of oats is this one?
This is small seed.
Small seed.
Yeah.
What is the name? Where is the name written?
The name is not written.
The name is not written on the body.
Yes.
And how do you know that it's oats?
Because you have others like it, like.
So how do you get it? How do you get it? How do you get this one?
Like. You
Where
buy it.
will you buy it? Your mother. Okay. Okay, what this nylon meant for?
It's meant if you want to buy something, you can put it for you.
But it's written oat flour, 100% whole grain. So what do you do with it?
You do it too. I once said you that you put it something and give it to her. As you are seeing this one now. As this thing is now, if you want to say quarter of it, you can put it here and carry it for you.
But this one I'm seeing, they've already written oat on the body, and there are many.
But
See
there's
them.
no.
See them, there are many. There must be for purpose of packaging of the oat itself. That is the purpose, because you cannot write oat and put sugar inside. When you have the one that you don't need to write anything inside. The essence is for you to package the oat.
We'll take a short break now. Don't go away.
As part of NAFDAC concerted effort to prevent incessant food poisoning and to safeguard the health of the nation, the agency wishes to advise the general public to take the following precautionary measures in food handling. Chemicals are not food, so do not taste with your tongue. It is dangerous to health and it can kill. It is dangerous to cook your meat with paracetamol or any drug. It can damage your liver, kidneys, or other organs. Do not ripen your fruits with calcium carbide. It can cause cancer or damage the kidneys or liver. It is dangerous to use sniper to keep insects and other flies away from any food products. Cooking does not remove sniper. Do not consume any mixture or herbal preparation that do not have NAFDAC number. It could be deadly. Too much monosodium glutamate food seasoning that comes as cube or in sachet can be dangerous to your health. Do not add any chemical to food or drink to make it sour or improve taste. Safe food. Everyone's business. NAFDAC. Safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back. If you are just joining in, you're watching NAFDAC and your rails.
Because of the importance of water, NAFDAC pays a lot of attention to water in every area of our regulatory function. Whether you are a water manufacturer, or you even use water as a component of your product, or even water to wash your factory, to wash your equipment, to, even if your product is not, maybe you're making a dry product, maybe you are making a dry product that doesn't require water. At one point or the other, you would need water to do some cleaning in your facility. So we pay attention to water at all stages, and in different applications. Whether you are using it for washing, whether you're using it for production, whether you're using it for cleaning, or whatever you're using the water for, NAFDAC pays attention to the quality of the water that you are used. But most importantly, for those who are engaged in the business of water packaging, of packaging water, we have certain guidelines, which must be, followed, and is what guides, everybody that is in the water's production business. And what we do is we have a very stringent procedure, and we also have stringent protocols to be followed before NAFDAC gives you an approval for production of water, if you are going to produce water, packaged water. Even if you are not producing packaged water, you must meet certain minimum, conditions before your water can even be used for production, because we look at for production of other products, because it's equally important, that whether you are packaging water as water for drink, for us to drink, or you are producing water to be used to manufacture a product, the quality of that water is equally important.
This is not allowed in a production facility. It's assumed that you are actually doing bottle filling of manual. They said it a long time, this should be removed. It's not supposed to be here. Bam. It's not me. This one now, does it have net? It doesn't have net. Rodents, rats, everything can enter through here. Bam. This one now, you have a room and parlor here. This is a house. Then you now have a tailoring outfit that you're supposed to use for cloakroom. If it's factory, use it strictly for factory. If you want to use it for something else, this is big enough to divide into two. Yes, use half for what you want use for. Demarcate this one and not say that this one is factory. I use small water, I rest, I leave out.
Of recent, in our going out, we have observed, apart from some that were satisfactory, a lot of lapses. And those lapses, non-conformances we saw, we observed in the course of these routine inspections, poor hygienic practice, like poor housekeeping. Usually you go to a factory unannounced, and you will observe algae grow, maybe greenish, something on the particles on the walls, on the ground, blocking ties, workers producing with bare, maybe unclothed, ungowned, bare chest. See, products that are finished goods, finished products on bare ground, not palleted. We have instances that we have observed also domestic animals within the production premises, which is not allowed. We have also observed in the course of time that when we did the production inspection for those facilities, the facilities were demarcated into cloakroom, production areas, raw packaged material section. But when we go back on routine, we have observed even they have turned the facility into a residential area. You see staff sleeping in the cloakroom, putting bed, can bed, and other things, sleeping there. which is contrary to our guidelines before we issue those numbers. Because the purpose of the UV is not being done at that period. Or some even storing their packaging materials without UV light. And some also storing even their packaging material on bare floor, not palleted. And a lot of them also, the modules not being charged as when due. It is expected in the guideline from time to time. Maybe you will see some filtration, all these things, very greenish and blackish, and people have been using it over time. And you say, so what's the record of what we have done over the time? Maybe for the past 2 or 3 months or 4 months, nobody have changed any of those things and no record for it. So this is contrary to what we met before the numbers were issued. And over time also, majority of people that are producing, after having gotten their number, to come forward and renew their licenses, the licenses are expired, because there are guidelines, and most of the things we gave them within 2 years for packaged water and 5 years or by bottled water, within those periods it's expected that apart from their in-house general good manufacturing practice that this will along from time to time be on their toes, being the owner of the process, we are expected to go back from time to time, apart from the routine. But once they get the number, they go to sleep.
As NAFDAC continues to intensify its enforcement towards safeguarding the health of Nigerians, the agency has also consistently enlightened Nigerians on food safety.
Paracetamol, ẹ má fi ṣe oúnjẹ fún wa. Kẹ́ra àwọn ẹlòmíì fẹ́ bọ ṣàkì, wọ́n fẹ́ bọ pọ̀nmọ́, wọ́n fẹ́ kó tètè rọ̀. Wọ́n wá da paracetamol sí i. Kò dáa torí ó ń ba ẹ̀dọ̀ ló ń bàjẹ́ téèyàn bá ti gbé paracetamol téèyàn gbé sórí iná. Yóò di nǹkan míì sí wa lára ni. So ẹ má jẹ́ ká lo paracetamol ká fi dáná. Àwa tá à ń ta ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀, tá à ń ta ọsàn, tá à ń ta pineapple, tá à ń ta mango, ẹ má jẹ èyí tí ò bá sì pọ́n ẹ fílẹ̀ yóò pọ́n fúnra rẹ̀, ẹ má lọ da kábà ìbí sí i.
Ẹni tó bá ṣẹ̀ fún lóògùn kó má bàjẹ́, láṣẹ àgbò, láṣẹ wúrẹ́, láṣẹ kó má bàjẹ́, ó ti yẹ yín. Ẹni àwọn tó ń ṣe pọ̀nmọ́ kó má fi táyà sùn pọ̀nmọ́, kó má fi dísù sùn pọ̀nmọ́, kó má fi petrol sùn pọ̀nmọ́. Torí àwọn àbọ̀ ara wa yóò wọnú ara wa lọ. Ó ti yẹ yín jẹ́rí táyà nǹkan kan yẹn, gbogbo rọ́bà tó ń yọ yẹn. Ó dẹ̀ fa kánsà àti jẹjẹrẹ. Ṣé dákun bá ṣe sọ fún yín máa sọ fún àwọn yòókù yìí bàtà tí a bá sọ fẹ́yìn báyìí ẹ máa fi sọ ẹ bá dẹ̀ rán tó ní kòkòrò ẹ má pàdé ẹ bá jẹ rí ẹ fi jẹ́ fún wọn tó ti yẹ yín so àtàyítà ìtẹ̀jà náà ẹ má fi kí ẹ ṣiṣẹ́ bá pọ̀ ẹ má fi sniper sílẹ̀ lẹ̀ ẹ má fi sí rárá ẹ bá ti wọ́n sniper yẹn owó tẹ ẹ ilé ìṣẹ́ mọ̀ fúnra ìwé bẹ́tà ẹ bá rí net ẹ̀dá net rádàdà kẹ wá mọ́ sniper yẹn wàhálà ló fà.
We would also like to call the attention of the public to certain things that we have also observed. We have observed that there are some products, that we have approved, and then you find out that some unscrupulous individuals will go to a different facility and copy these products. They will copy the name, the design, and they will manufacture it, from a different facility. That is faking, counterfeiting. They will go and produce a counterfeit of that product, and a lot of these products are sold in traffic. So we are appealing to the public, please do not buy NAFDAC regulated products in traffic. All these people who sell goods in traffic, whether it is water, biscuits, soft drinks, be very, very wary and be careful. Most of them have expired. Most of them are cleaned with water from the gutter. Some of them have fallen inside the gutter, and they just pack them back into these trays, and you take them and you drink. And when you are drinking from the container, since there are no cups, the part of the container will come into contact with your mouth, and you can pick up a lot of germs and even contaminants. For instance, if you have a chemical contaminant, you may not know it will just be in your body. Maybe the bottles have fallen inside some chemical, or maybe the sachet water has fallen on the floor. Maybe diesel poured there, or kerosene or petrol. and the thing drips on the floor, and this thing pours on the street, drips on the ground, and then the water or the biscuit or anything pours on the ground, they pack it back into the tray and sell in traffic. So please, we do not want food items, biscuits, sweets, water, soft drinks. It's not safe to buy in traffic.
And we are using this opportunity as well to appeal to members of the public. If you see someone engaged in some of those nefarious activities, please let NAFDAC know. You have NAFDAC offices all over the Federation, and you have the NAFDAC Enforcement Investigation and Enforcement Directorate Office, which houses the Federal Task Force on Counterfeit and Fake Goods and Unwholesome Processed Foods. In Lagos, it is at 13/15 Mobile Road, Apapa, Lagos. Come to us. Our telephone numbers are there. Try and call us, because you have a right to protect your life, and we are here to help you.
Time now for NAFDAC updates.
NAFDAC shuts down 4 yogurt production outfits for non-compliance in Kaduna. NAFDAC Kaduna State sealed 4 yogurt manufacturing facilities in Kaduna Metropolis as first line of sanctions during surveillance activities in the state for lapses hinging on unsatisfactory good manufacturing practice, poor hygiene practice, production with expired licenses, amongst others. The monitoring exercise was part of measures put in place by the agency in the state in ensuring that only quality and wholesome products are produced, distributed, and sold to the consumer always. According to NAFDAC Kaduna State Coordinator Mr. Nasser Mato, dairy products and water-based drinks are very sensitive products susceptible to possible contamination, and thus must be produced strictly under the highest degree of hygiene. Hence, the need for manufacturers to operate under acceptable and standard sanitary conditions always. NAFDAC will continue to intensify routine and surveillance activities on manufacturers of regulated products in all nooks and crannies of Kaduna State and all across the country. The agency hereby appeals to the public to be wary of where they purchase their food and drug products and ensure that the products have NAFDAC registration number and the places of purchase are verifiable in case of mishaps. That's it on NAFDAC Update. You've been updated.
That's our package for today. Please join us again, same time, same station, next week for a fresh edition. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, or you want to report activities of fake drugs or adulterated food product peddlers in your area, our doors are always open. You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email, reforms@nafdac.gov.ng, or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded. COVID-19 is real. Please ensure you and your family follow safety measures as outlined by the NCDC. Stay away from crowded places as much as possible, and if you must be out there, please wear a face mask. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water, and ensure you use only NAFDAC-approved alcohol-based hand sanitizers. Taking the NAFDAC-approved COVID-19 vaccine is safe. It's our best bet of stamping out the deadly coronavirus. And don't forget to download the MedSafety app from iOS or Play Store to report any adverse reaction from the vaccine or any other medicine at all. NAFDAC prioritizes customer satisfaction. which is why our motto says we are customer-focused, agency-minded. Kindly visit our website to fill a short customer satisfaction survey to help us serve you better. See you next week. Stay safe.